Greetings, Soul Tribe. For the record, I'm not doing any of this to get paid, nor for likes, nor views, nor subscriptions. As I continue to tell you, everything I post, no matter where I post it, everything I say, no matter where I say it, this oppressive nature has some kind of way to hear it. And so, due to this being the fact, the more I speak out loud of how to properly stand on moral perfection, the more the evil in which the oppressive nature has upon our world falls. And so, I want to speak out loud or say more things out loud regarding all of the new current things I have learned of. I have some more revelations in regards to even how what you would label and describe as the Big Bang Theory. I have more insight in regards to this topic. You call it the Big Bang Theory. What I personally would like to call it is the genesis of reality. That's what I personally would like to call it. You can call it the Big Bang Theory. I call it the genesis of reality because from what I'm studying, there wasn't even a bang in which brought our universe to existence. There was more so of light shining through the darkness. This is what gave our reality existence, and or gave our reality light. Light, or life, light shining through the darkness. There wasn't a bang from how I'm gathering it. It was just the omnipresent light shining through this infinite darkness. The omnipresent light was simply shining through this realm of infinite darkness. That's all it was, honestly, from what I'm gathering now. There wasn't a bang. It was just light shining through where the light belongs, in its place. So here's my new theories now. So I'm still going off of the theory of how negative energy at its core is what attacked positive energy at its core, gave birth to the balance energy, and the balance energy gave birth to reality. I'm still going off of that four-step principle. I'm still going off of that four-step theory right there. Once again, the negative energy attacked to positive energy, which caused the balance energy to spawn into existence. And then the balance energy took everything from both the negative and the positive energy and gave us the reality we are in. However, the remnant of the negative energy seed, or the remnant of the negative energy itself, some of it was left behind. It didn't exactly blend into the fabric of reality thereof. And so, due to a specific light shining through to the cloud of negative energy, or the negative fire energy that remained, the so-called cosmic mother came into form. And we were pregnant inside of the cosmic mother. And due to this cosmic entity giving us birth into the physical, it has this form of entitlement jealousy over us. It has this entitlement, this jealousy, all types of words you can use to label and describe its character and behavior thereof. So what are my new details that I picked up though? So after learning more about gravitational force, BKA, all the four fundamental forces of nature, which I just said, the gravitational force 1, second, the electromagnetic force 2, third, the strong neural force, and then fourth, the weak neural force. After doing some studying on that specific group of knowledge there, I find that the Most High God's original form was gravity, water, and light, or water, light, and gravity. That's what the original God's form was. It was a sphere, a giant or a cosmic-sized sphere. Logically speaking, the first form of the Most High God was water, light, and gravity. Water, light, and gravity, yeah? Now stick with that for a second. Now, based on all that I've studied now, it's changing up a little bit. It's going to change up a little bit. The original form of the Holy Spirit, or the Mother Holy Spirit, its original form was just fire gas. It was fire gas. At first, I was saying it was a cloud of gas, a cloud of fire, gas, and lightning, or a cloud of fire and lightning. That's what I was saying at first. At first, I was saying it's a cloud of fire and lightning. But after the most recent revelations that came about, It seems to be, logically speaking, only just fire and just a cloud of fire. That's all it was. Fire gas. Gas, where air comes from. What is a spirit? The spirit in Latin, spiritus, meaning breathe or breath. Gas. The original form of the Most High God was water, light, and gravity. Water, light, and gravity, from what I'm gathering now. So fire gas and water, light, light, and gravity. WLG and gas fire, fire gas. Fire and gas mixed together, from what I'm gathering here. So this is going to be logic based on the first galactic war. That's what I'm going to call it. The first galactic war. The first one. Meaning the one that gave a genesis to reality, according to the Nation of Islam and according to a whole lot of sources of information you all out here. All have out here. This is information you all have out here. This is information. I'm going off of information that you all have out here. According to this information I have here, 72 trillion years ago, 72 trillion years ago, the genesis of reality was spawned. The genesis of reality 72 trillion years ago, from what I'm gathering here. And 72 trillion years ago, fire gas attacked water light gravity, a water light gravity cosmic sphere, cosmic galactic size sphere, bigger than all things you can possibly imagine, which is what the Most High God was in its original state. Ultimately, what I'm getting at here. Water, light, and gravity. Nothing else. Just water, light, and gravity, from what I'm gathering here. So then the cloud of fire gas approaches it, takes advantage of its features and its traits thereof, and the fire gas mixes in the fire gas alone. There wasn't no lightning in it, from what I'm gathering now. I have another theory on lightning that I just like to share. I don't know if it's going to be real or not, but I just have another theory on lightning now in regards to what lightning actually is. What is lightning? What is lightning? We know what thunder is, right? The sound that lightning emits. So what is lightning exactly? Light and lightning. Moving forward. So gas fire, water light or fire gas, water light, lightning, or water light and gravity. Fire gas, water light and gravity. They mix in. From what I'm gathering now, chemically speaking, it seems as if the water, light, and gravity separated all of the fire from the gas in its original state. Just logic-based theories. Whatever you all know of to be the truth, you know of it to be the truth. I'm just figuring it out as I go, and also making it up as I go to make it make more sense as I'm going. The more you all learn, the faster the evil falls. Want to know why? Because your natural spirit soul nature will consume you and take over you. What do you call subtle negative energy? A force, right? Well, this here theory of mine's, the genesis of reality versus the Big Bang Theory, the genesis of reality versus the Big Bang Theory, this here theory of mine's, that I'm just using all of y'all information to label and describe how I see it. I'm using all of your information to label and describe how I personally see this theory of mine's. In finite detail, this here theory labels and describes how our life force gives us our reality. How the life force itself gives us our reality. That's the main thing I'm gathering from all of this here information. Life force supremacy. Life force supremacy. So, gas fire, fire gas, the water, light, and gravity. From the looks of it, when the fire gas began to attack it, because evil always makes the first move, due to the nature of the gravity, water, and light sphere, it consumed it. But it was mixed in. But then the fire began to also fight back, or also begin to destroy and consume. And from the looks of it, that's what caused the reality to somewhat stabilize in a more blackish kind of form. From based on the logic I'm gathering here, based on the way it all looks. However you come up with it is how you'll come up with it with your genius mind. Moving forward. So That's what brought about the blackness, the mixture of water and fire, and the gas in between the water and fire, that the gravity was able to help the water separate from the midst of the gas. These are theories. I'm bouncing off theories right now, bouncing off all the information y'all have put out here to make my story make more sense. It's all about my story at the end of the day. The only thing I honestly desire to do is get my whole self out of this hell. That's the only thing I honestly desire to do, is get my whole self out of this hell and get my whole self into heaven. I just want to get my whole self into heaven. That's all. So I'm just saying words, posting videos, recording myself talking. You don't have to listen. Like I said, actually, the less views I get, the better. You want to know why? Because most of these videos are being used to tear the oppressive bodies down. Most of these videos that I'm posting, actually all of these videos that I'm posting, if melanated people, the people who I am trying to empower, watch these videos, great. But most of this is in attack mode. Honestly, it is. Most of this YouTube content is, most of the stuff I post on YouTube is attack mode, y'all. I don't necessarily want the melanated people to hear me say certain things that are straight up attack. You follow me? I want the oppressive body to fall, or should I say the oppressive nature? I want the oppressive nature to fall, now that I know where it really is and how to hit it in its face. Now that I know where the oppressive nature is and how to hit it in its face and stop it from ruining my life, I think I just want to focus on doing that. Beating the overwhelming crap out of the true enemy. Long story short. Life force supremacy, not your negative supremacy. What do you call subtle negative energy? A force, right? Life force. Moving forward here. So, using all of the information y'all have gathered, my genesis of reality theory has changed a little bit. The original form of the enemy did not have lightning inside of it. It was just fire gas, or gas fire. Also where the source of air comes from, though, still. It doesn't deserve entitlement. It doesn't deserve it. Doesn't deserve anything. Evil does not deserve anything no more. Evil does not deserve anything that it wants. Evil does not deserve anything that it wants. Moving forward here. I wanted this video to be short, because I just wanted to explain this theory right quick and move forward so I can get to different topics. Now, separated the fire from the gas, water, light. Theory about lightning. Theory about lightning. Share that with the world. Okay, 1 second though. So, I said it numerous times though. The fire and the water, those two specific types of nature, they were forced to fuse due to how the fire gas was just approaching it. How did the fire gas get there? How did all of this come about before the genesis of reality? Do we even need to know these things right now currently? Not necessarily. What we need to know of is how to stop the oppressive body. And from what I'm gathering, how we stop the oppressive body is to stop the oppressive nature. At least that's just the way I'm going to take it. You all can do all the physical things you need to do, like stomp out the people who want to wave Nazi flags in the street, knowing that the Nazi symbol was stolen from us and now used for their things only, no longer ours. Everything they had, they stole from us and perverted for evil. That's what I'm ultimately getting at. Remember, Hitler is just like the rest of them. Hitler is just like the rest of the recessives who serve the devil. All they want to do is completely wipe who and or what we as melanated people are out. Period. That's it. They steal all of our stuff and wear it in the process of them doing it. But the process and or the agenda that they want to destroy everything we are never changes. Because all they are is destruction to everything we are. Period. Moving forward. They are the fire trying to return to its gas state, meaning they're trying to set the air on fire, how it originally came to the Most High God. The Most High God is the balance energy itself thereof, which means it's just trying to keep everything upright instead, not trying, doing. There's a difference between trying and doing, wouldn't you agree? The Most High God is putting in the work necessary to keep everything stabilized within its reality. It just so happens that the reason why the reality even is only trying to destroy. Not the necessarily full reason as to why the reality even is. Well, at least why your reality is so based upon false principles and not the quantum souls principles or the quantum principles thereof, which is moral perfection, long story short. The oppressive nature is only trying to destroy the reality we are in. It's only trying to destroy the reality its nature helped force create. Literally force create. And so now, we deal in the physical flesh with the characteristics of this fire gas nature, which is trying to erase us completely and just be the fire inside of this world, or the fire inside of this galaxy, with full control over all things within it. And the only thing this fire energy wants, this false ether, in other words, because it's the remnant of our seed. Don't remember, the government of the world right now currently is a remnant of the negative electron energy from the cosmos in form, with a way to think and be out here telling you all to ruin everything for no reason at all. That's what its literal nature is. Ruin everything. It doesn't need a reason. It's just the nature it is thereof. The only reason why it even has the ability to think is because of the blend from the neural force, the strong neural force to be exact, and which gave it its chances to have a way to think. But the nature of its destruction has the most primary control over this entity. And this entity, which tells you all, destroy everything of nature for me. And you execute it, just like Adolf Hitler was doing. That's what it tells us, night and day, man. Now you know. You dig what I'm saying? Now you know. Of course, there's a lot more, but I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible. So, more details to this four fundamental forces of nature, though. So, I see the gravitational force as the positive energy. I see the electromagnetic force as the negative energy. Then I see the strong neural force as the balanced energy. And then I see the weak neural force as the quiescent. You could say quiescent energy because it's just stillness. It's like stillness. Think about this reality for a second. Like literally do that for a moment. Now take a look at all the things around you. How many things are necessarily moving right now? Like from where I'm sitting right now, this phone, as I am talking in it, it's not moving, it's not doing anything, nor is it telling me to do anything. I'm just talking into it. You follow what I'm saying? Then I think about, I'm in this car right now that has been overwhelmingly sabotaged numerous times over. Every time I took it to go get repaired, which is taking me so long to get out of the situation, long story short. The steering wheel right here. It's not moving. Stillness, quiescent. Why is it not doing anything? Like you don't. When your world is being destroyed all around you. Why is it not doing anything though? It's just there. You want to know what else I'm noticing? The sky isn't attacking me for no reason. So it's like I'm seeing the stillness of nature. That doesn't have a gender, by the way. I'm seeing stillness here. It's giving me some ideas regarding its characteristics. Because everything for me is just to focus on character and behavior. I'm looking at the characteristics of nature and I'm starting to piece some things together. Everything outside and or inside of the stillness of this here reality here wants me to suffer to death. But the nature itself doesn't. This reality that we are in does not want me to suffer to death. Only the things in it do. Meaning like a place cannot be evil. Only the people in the place can be. Like for example, how all of your churches are just four walls and a roof. All of the people in the churches are baptized in lies. Therefore, they manifest the wrong energy in the right energy. Because the reality itself is the right energy. Wouldn't you agree? And the right energy is what governs everything in reality. So why isn't everything in reality doing what everything in reality wants it to do? But then it's also too like reality don't really want you to do anything. But still, the characteristics of this reality, they are not doing the wrong things to you. They are only giving you your abilities to be the right thing. The strong nuclear force only gives you your abilities to do the right thing. And yet, due to the entrenchment of this so-called oppressive nature, or this so-called oppressive force, or this so-called recessive people who serve the demon worldwide and got my people turning into sellouts, due to all of these people, it's just people who are screwed up in the head. And I see exactly how now, in every detail. Due to them, we live imbalanced according to our natural coding. We live irregular upon our natural coding. We walk foully upon our natural grounds. We walked incorrectly upon moral perfection. The reality itself is moral perfection, one that gives you life and your abilities to live them accurately, life force supremacy. What do you call subtle negative energy? Because here's the reality. All of reality, here's the reality. All of this physical nature that you see, all of it thereof, is what can be labeled and described as a weak neural force, and or the characteristics of what is not doing anything wrong to you at all, nor is telling you to do anything to yourself. This is God that I'm speaking of here. Question for you all, since we are constituents of God. What would happen in a reality if you do not tell God what to do in it? You think God would just be itself in the reality? Walking upon the moral perfection that God is thereof? Do you think that'll happen? What would happen in a reality if nothing was telling God to do in it? How would we live? How would God live right now currently if nothing was telling God what to do? Forcing it, making it do the things, playing who it is in its own reality. What would happen if that stopped? What would happen if we found out what was telling God what to do wrong? What would happen if we found out that source and plugged it? How would things be? See, I'm not after anyone's physical bodies at all. I'm not. I am after what is causing your physical bodies to be wrong towards mine's. So I can plug it, or at least put things online that'll help you all figure out what is causing our magnificent vessels to be against our own magnificent vessels. What is the cause of these problems? All of this research I am doing helps me see what it is. And from the 4 fundamental forces of nature here on out, I truly honestly believe I can give you all the abilities to see it the same way I do. I'm just using the information that is out here to tell you how I see things. I'm just using the information out here to tell you how I see things. That's all I'm doing here. And the more you know how I can personally see, the more you'll spot the enemy the enemy attacking us truly thereof. And the way the devil is working to and through our family body, it will no longer be able to work to and through our family body the way it does. That's what this content is for. That's why it sounds so mildly mean or aggressive as I speak. Don't need to apologize to you. I just need to tell you why I'm doing things. So, the 4 fundamental forces of nature. One more final detail, I'm going to close the video out. So, the electromagnetic force with the second one on the list. It's like a constituent of the crown chakra. The electromagnetic force is. But yeah, let me say this right quick. The gravitational force has the same characteristics as the quantum vacuum, or quantum loca, or quantum chakra, as I would like to call it, spiritual power, because spirit, in actuality, logically speaking, is the electromagnetic force. Spirit is electromagnetism, or electromagnetism. Electromagnetism. Spirit is that. And the gravitational force, before I move on, the soul star chakra, its characteristics are extremely identical to the quantum field, as the quantum field's characteristics are extremely identical to the gravitational force. So it's the soul star chakra, quantum field, gravitational force. Those three things are extremely identical. And due to how I am trying to label and describe your ways and or everything that you need to be able to see the enemy properly, capital discernment, I'm just going to go off and say that all three of these things are the same. You don't have to believe they are, but for what I'm studying, they are. Or they just seem like they are. They just seem like they are all one and the same. The quantum field, the soul star chakra, and the gravitational force, BKA the first, or one of the four fundamental forces of nature. I see this as what could be known as the soul star chakra and or the quantum field, or quantum principle. Moving forward. Now, the electromagnetic force, or electromagnetism, electrons, what gives reality its abilities to have flesh and whatnot, or the tool in which, like I said, the quantum field uses, because if you look up the word quantum, you'll see voltage in there and how voltage is distributed from the quantum. Remember, I kept saying how these energies, this power here, stems from the Most High God, which is the gravitational force, or the soul star chakra, or the quantum field, and or the quantum vacuum itself. Remember, I said I don't see God with a gender. To me, God doesn't have a gender. To me, God is just a power, an energy thereof, and an energy in which gives us life and our abilities to function. After that, you can do whatever you want with it. That's how I see God personally. It just does one thing, gives us life and our abilities to function. Do whatever you want after that. But here's the thing though, recognize the characteristics of this thing that gave us life so we can live by them, versus just, okay. What are the characteristics of this thing? It's associated with light, ardor, and purity. Light, ardor, purity. So, once again, the quantum field, gravitational force, and the soul star chakra. To me personally, they are all one and the same. Next, the electromagnetic force. The electromagnetic force, now here's what I've gathered on this one, all my revelations together. The electromagnetic force in itself, entirely, all of it as a whole, is what can be labeled and described as the spirit. There are so many details that go into spirit that you can see from a theologian perspective or you can see from a scientific perspective. The electromagnetic force is the spirit viewed like the literal spirit, meaning the psyche of the human conscious and things of that nature. The electromagnetic force is a full view of it from a scientific perspective. And the electromagnetic force from a theologian perspective is called the spirit or the soul. Spirit and soul is what the electromagnetic force is called compared to science, compared to the science people's theories. You follow me? So, the quantum field, father, electromagnetic field, or electromagnetism, mother, father, gravity, or water, mother, fire, or gas, air, gravity, water, and light, father, fire and gas, mother. Those two came together, or at least the fire gas one latched itself onto the stabilized gravitational field of the original form of the Most High God. Sun created. The sun. Combination of the dark and the light. Combination of them. And now our physical reality is spawned from it. The sun, BKA the strong neural force, the creation or the creator. The strong neural force is the actual creator. So the neutron energy then, the neutron energy once again, or the balance energy, or the equipoised energy, you follow me? The upright and steady energy, upright and steady. Like I said, look at the characteristics of this here force I'm talking about. The characteristics, it's an upright and steady characteristic, upright and steady. It just wants to keep things just as right as it possibly can do it, which is exactly what it's doing in our reality and has been doing now for 72 trillion years. Ultimately, what I'm getting at, it's a standard that's been here for everyone for 72 trillion years. And it's the same standard that this oppressive force has millions and billions and trillions of other things to say to keep you distracted from its way. Just imagine if every single person on the planet stood on moral perfection. The standard that's been around before all things have. The electromagnetism. Here's what I'm ultimately getting at. The remnant of her seed is the force outside of we, in which is telling us to live in many different ways other than the way in which the universe has built in us to live. You follow what I'm saying? This is ultimately what I'm getting at. The remnant of her seed, meaning the world government currently, the leader, the reason why everyone is being told to do such crazy things to themselves night and day. That there, from all the biblical and religious stories as well, that entity is the remnant of the electromagnetic force, meaning the force that didn't blend properly in with the universe to become subtle negative energy. But see, here's another question though. How can you call subtle negative energy anything other than negative energy? Notice the key word subtle. Subtle negative energy, meaning subtleness, meaning it is an energy that ain't doing anything to you. So it's like you turned what the enemy meant for evil to good. Genesis chapter 50, verse 20, in other words. So now, subtle negative energy, due to the source of air and gas and things of that nature, when you turn a negative energy subtle, it becomes the oxygen, doesn't it? Or it becomes the life force, if you want to buy it this way. Because when you combine how our brain works with this gravitational force, it'll just be labeled and described as waves and or frequencies, you see. Things that you can feel, but not necessarily can feel. You follow me? This has to make sense to you. I'm just telling you how our true government gives us our abilities to do things. We have abilities to do things due to our natural superpower government, our supernatural powered intelligence. Electromagnetism in its entirety, all of the information about it. In reality, what it is spirits, or logically, literally speaking, is spirits because of the subtle nature of it. Now, there's an aggressive nature of it in the form of who we would label and describe as Yahweh, Yahweh Allah, Kaidios, Yahja Khan, or Jehovah, Ma'at, and Lil Isis. You follow what I'm saying? The remnant of the electromagnetic force, or the electrochemical energy, the remnant of the subtle electrochemical energy, the remnant of the subtle electrochemical energy is who and or what you would label and describe as Yahweh, Yahweh, Allah, Kaidios, Yahja Khan, or Jehovah, Ma'at, and Lil or Isis. And this is also the government of the world today. Whether you want to buy that or not. This entity rules this world and forces it to go the wrong direction. Not in the direction the true God created us to go in. God is this entire universe, Imagine if nothing was in God's universe telling it what to do in its own universe. It's your world. Why are things in your world telling you what to do in your world? A few more notes before I close out the video. So, the enemy of the world, just one more time, I just want to say it. The enemy of the world today truly is the remnant of the subtle electrochemical energy that didn't blend in with the fabric of the universe to become subtle electrochemical energy, or subtle negative energy, meaning air. It didn't blend in with the universe to become air, so it just remained as a fire and gas cloud, in a sense, in the universe. The light shed from the quantum, or the light shed from the source into the universe, and mixed in with that creature and gave it its form, and it was allowed to gain form from it. But remember, it's not necessarily even a being. It's just destruction. It's just fire and just destroy and tell you to kill yourselves. That's all it is. It's a very cowardly energy. It's a very cherubic-like energy, cherubim-like energy as well, childlike meaning. It is. And you all are what you serve. This demon has been forcing us to serve it for 4.5 billion years. According to the logic you all have out here about how certain things have been around for a while, 4.5 billion years, this entity has been forcing us to serve it. Not 72 trillion years, which is how long we have had. Have you all any idea how much more smaller than us and weaker than us the devil truly honestly is? This is another thing y'all don't get. The devil is so much weaker than what we all truly are. If you would all just accept the truth of who and or what the devil is, just accept the truth so we can go home. There's only one thing you need to accept, a standard that has been here for you for 72 trillion years. There's only one thing you all need to accept, a standard that has been here for you for 72 trillion years. There's your answer right there. That's the way out. That's the way out of this hell into a heaven. The characteristics of the standard. They are only the characteristics of the standard due to all of the other things about the four fundamental forces of nature that I mentioned, in which gives it its ability to have form and principle. Force. I want to make sure I say these words out loud. A subtle negative energy of any kind would be something you could label and describe as a force. But what kind of force? Any kind of force. Peaceful force, right? A peace-giving force, not a peacekeeping force. Peacekeepers keep the peace away from people who deserve it, just so they can force them to live in shambles and poverty and whatnot, just so they can be on the other side, slowly giving you the awareness to see how you're living versus how they're living, so you can be jealous of them. Why do they want you to be jealous of everything? Because they are jealous of everything. Everything there is. This is what I definitely wanted to say. These people who serve this demon, this oppressive nature, they are jealous of everything. Everything there is, including life itself. Why do you think they don't want you to have it? They just act like they want you to have it, but the only reason why they want you to have it is so they can ensure you keep suffering to death. Stay in your lowest energy, right? You want to know what happens when you stay in your lowest conscious mind versus your highest conscious mind? You want to know what happens when you stay in your lowest conscious mind versus your highest conscious mind? You slowly die faster at the same time. And then they give you snippets of who and or what you are, but they keep the rest of it blocked away from your knowledge. They keep the rest of your magnificent being blocked away from your knowledge. Chakra blockages, right? How do you block a chakra? By keeping you away from the awareness of how it works for you. That's how you block it. Block people's knowledge of them by ensuring they grow up in a world where they don't know anything about the four fundamental forces of nature, nor how they connect to the chakras. That's how you block someone's chakras. That's how you block them. And how do you unblock your chakras? Learn more about them. and apply what they are into thine own existence, resurrection. So the electromagnetic force, what it is, subtle negative energy. What is subtle negative energy in this reality right here? A force. It's a force, a ability to do something. You can do whatever you want with it once you figure out what you want to do with it and how to work it, so you can use it for all the magnificent, unique things you would decide to come up with in your process of using this power. Using God's power. The electromagnetic force is like a virtuous woman. That's what the electromagnetic force is. It's like a really, really good virtuous woman, and it's built in us. That's what it's like, the characteristics thereof. What would a real virtuous woman do for you? Be a motivating force. What would a motivating force motivate you to do? Stand on moral perfection. That's what a virtuous woman would motivate any man to do. I know a virtuous woman really, really well. It's the ethereal energy of the universe. Yeah, I see the ether as a virtuous woman, meaning because that's what it literally, almost by context, what it is. The ethereal universal energy is a virtuous woman. The ethereal universal energy is also the electromagnetic force, one of the four fundamental forces of nature, or at least it is constituent of it, because the astral realm is also of the electromagnetic force. The only thing that is not the electromagnetic force, or of the electromagnetic force, is the quantum field, or the gravitational force. It's a different part, it's a different realm. But as far as the electromagnetic force, that there is the astral and the ether in one. It's the astral and the ether in one. Or it's the positive energy and the negative energy balanced out. The astral and the ether. The gravity and the electro. The negative and the positive. Mixed. I pray you have gathered and or have watched this video to this point. Please learn something. Nah, ain't no more begging you. I'm gonna just keep putting it in your face. I'm gonna just keep putting the information in your face. Whether you take it or not is up to you. Whether you take it or not is up to you. But mama and papa. Papa and mama. Dad is gravity. Mom is electricity. Our brother and or us were born from their energy to be known as the sun. S-O-N and or S-U-N. Now you know where you came from. A very benevolent cosmic man, technically, and a very virtuous cosmic woman, technically. They're not genders though, they're just energies. But theologians, Christians, mortal-minded Christians, who are going to be immortal-minded Christians soon. Why do I use the word Christian though? Because Christ is in the word, the title. Even though I'm anti-title, it's just still, how do I reach you all? To get you all to be my home. By using the information out here to reach you all, to convince you to be my home. That's how. You are my home, soul people. You are my family. We are the sun. We are the strong neural force. Or at least the strong neural force is in us. Because we live in the weak neural force. The reality in which the sun created. Weak. Weak though. Think of that word weak for a moment. Weak. What do most things weak do to you? Nothing, right? Weak things don't do too many things to you, do they? Actually, weak things don't do anything to you at all. Unless something tricks the weak thing to do something to you. Meaning, if there was a force in which turned every aspect, or which has the ability through us to turn every aspect of our nature against we. Meaning, you still a group of our people, make them pathetic and weak, and then use them to attack us, turning every aspect of our nature against we. Let's say that again. You stole a group of our people away from we, made them weak and pathetic and useless, barbaric abominations. Then you took those people and you attacked us with them. That's what the oppressive nature does. That's what the remnant of her seed influences everything in reality to do to everything in reality. The more we learn this, the more we can stop it from being able to do so. The more we learn of these type of things, the more we'll be able to stop it from being able to do so. I'm just going to keep on finding whatever else is out here to be able to tell you how I see the way we can be able to stop it from being able to do so. More ways to see this oppressive nature gives us more ways to figure out how to stop it. Final note, always remember, never forget, it is only the people in which the oppressive nature can operate to and through. Without you, it cannot do anything to us. Only you can do what it wants to do to you. Only you can do what the oppressive nature and or the oppressive force wants to do to you. Therefore, shalom, shalom, shalom. All I want is my God, my normality, my wife, and my farm, and in that order. And I don't want the second thing until I gets the first thing. And I dang sure don't want the third thing until I gets the second thing, and so on. Why do I keep saying that? Because it won't work without regeneration, replenishment, restoration, and renewal. That's my normality. Meaning getting my physical, unique self back to normal. Going through regeneration, replenishment, restoration, and renewal physically. Because don't forget, internally, it's the reawakening, reincarnation. Think about it. The spirit is housed in us to drive in its own reality, right? So let's just make sure that we have the spirit wake up in a new Bugatti. Can we allow the spirit to wake up in a new Bugatti? Get. My normality. That's the second thing I need. Ensuring that the spirit incarnates, in meaning not, so that, because the spirit is nothingness, right? Well, it's something, but it's just giving you your life and your abilities to function. But it's housed in you in order to be able to do this. So that means you are the spirit's vehicle. Why don't you be the spirit's new Bugatti? Be the spirit soul's new Bugatti, or be the electromagnetic force's new Bugatti, in which the gravitational force is helping keeping in you properly without it killing you. Subtle negative energy, force, life force supremacy. You see? That's all I'm telling you over and over again. I just need you to get it. I need you to be able to get it. In the future, you'll be able to comprehend everything. Let's make sure the spirit wakes up in a new Bugatti. Incarnation. Nation. The spirit is housed in the nation. The spirit is housed in the nation, and the nation is the spirit's vehicle. The spirit is housed in the nation, and the nation is the spirit's vehicle. Incarnation. So, new Bugatti. Moving forward. My wife. I promise you'll marry a fully melanated woman. Never gonna rest on that. I don't really necessarily go off of what I want. I go off of what I need. I only go for what I need. I don't go for wants anymore. You in this evil world have deprived me of my basic necessities all of my life, while giving me snippets of what it'd be like if I had them in my life. So now I just want them, or not want. I'm just going to get them in my life without your poison and or your confusion and your corruption attached to them. Shortcut, right? Look at that word for a second. Shortcut. I'm just doing what's necessary to give you all a shortcut back to the spirit. John 14:6. Meaning I'm giving you what's already right there in front of you, without all the drama and the confusion, cutting it all off, in other words. You see? But here's the problem, though. Once I get to my wife part, and she helps me stabilize in my current form, resurrection, the darkness of the world will be right there to knock me back out of that stability and get me back into that slavery. Same thing is gonna do to all of you once you come back to your divine senses. Once you all come back to your true divine senses, so too will be the oppressive body right there to knock you back out of them. And instead of resettling on your farm, in your farm mansion house, you're going to be resettling on flames and spikes on the ground, as the suppressive force always wanted you to walk in. Walk and curse steps all the days of your lives, says the suppressive nature, the suppressive force, to and through the people, known as the recessives and or the white people, globally everywhere they are on the planet, no matter where they are on the planet. Why do I say no matter where they are on the planet? Because no matter how you are, recessive human being, recessive individual, you are not correct in my sight. Reverse Yakub. The sun should not be able to physically harm you. Resettle God's kingdom worldwide. The only way God's kingdom is going to resettle is if everything in the spirit is no longer of the wrong spirit's desires, but of the right spirit's desires. Because let's not forget, the oppressive nature in its physical form has a physical form in which is a remnant, or which came as originally as the remnant of the electromagnetic form's seed. Study from Revelation to get more context of what I'm talking about. It's all connected. I'm connecting everything together, man. Everything. My God, my normality, my wife, and my farming in that order. And a bunch of more details as to why I just said that. Next. I don't desire to be your king or your leader. I only desire to do or say things that will defend and protect you from the strikes, the oppressive nature, the oppressive force, the oppressive people, turning my people into sellouts. Stop doing what they want you to do. They only want you to die. They only want you to suffer to death. Stop doing what they want you to do. They only want you to suffer to death. For you all to tell me to protect evil is for you all to tell me defend and protect and enjoy what kills you. Why are you telling me to love what kills you? It's another rhetorical question. I know the answer to all of these questions. I'm just going to ask them out loud now. Why are you telling me to care for what takes your life away? What takes you away from me? I am your family. Why are you telling me to care for what kills you? I don't want to care for what kills you. I do not want to care for what kills you. I reject what kills you. I reject what kills me. You and me are one and the same. Or we are essentially the same. Just want to defend and protect you from the strikes, meaning myself, my whole self. And my whole self just so happens to be all of the things in the universe and the constituents with it thereof. Next. Which is why it's not about a competition with me. It's only about the awareness and knowledge of what needs to be stopped. Once again, the oppressive nature, BKA the oppressive force, the BKA the oppressive body. They're the only things in reality in which needs to be stopped right now. The only things in reality causing it to be a wrong one. The only thing in reality stopping what the strong neural force intended to be morally perfect. Stand on moral perfection and stop standing on immoral wickedries. It's not about a competition. I am not better than you. My way is, though. I'm just going to stand on this way because it's the way I need. Your way is not the one I need, but my I way is. Moving forward. Therefore, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Matthew 20-39. At least those who are worthy. Defend your neighbor as you defend yourself. Once again, at least those who are worthy. Because those who are not worthy are the ones who stand outside of our original divine moral perfection. These people stand outside of it. We stand on the moral perfection with all of the necessities of the universe to help us remain on moral perfection, gravitational force. Defend your neighbors, you defend yourself, at least those who are worthy, because those who do not stand are not worthy, period. Be lifted, not be less in the spirit, because the higher you go into the spirit, the more you gain control over you, the spirit. And walk good forever. Peace, love, unity, and advancement to you all, my family.